of yesteryear. Now we are on Tet Iyar, the ninth Iyar. It marks the Hilula of a famous Libyan rabbi. His name was Rabbi Frija Zoaretz Z'tl. He was born in the English year 1907, passed away, I think to be precise, on the 30th of April in 1993, 32 years ago. He'd become a famous rabbi, taking on various prominent positions. He was a sofer, he was a poet, composing various different songs, an educator in the Hebrew language, respectively. He was part of, I think, the Tzioni Mizrahi movement over there. He was an educator in Hebrew in Libya, and he would be part of Knesset, I think on two separate occasions, if I'm not mistaken. I think between 1955 to 1965, 10-year period in of itself. And also, I think after a week break, he would actually be between 1965 to the end of pretty much 1969, part of another Knesset, respectively. And so he took on various different prominent roles. And let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, he was born in Tripoli, in Louv, in Libya, respectively. Over there, remember, it had a great community in its day, especially in the early 1900s. I think 3 daughters were born before him, and he was the first boy that was born out of 4 children at that stage in time, if I'm not mistaken. And very interesting. So he came from a very prominent family, I believe, in Libya. And he would learn in the school in Libya, I think called Salah, if I'm not mistaken. And he would actually, I think afterwards, go to learn inside Talmud Torah, he would be. And somewhat, I think he was about 17 years of age. I think they would move him to the school, Talmud Torah, called Yagdil Torah. And they will continue learning the Talmud, Shulchan Aruch, Code of Jewish Law, respectively, and was outstanding with regards to learning Torah Shebaal Peh, the sphere of it in of itself. And he was seen as an outstanding student, especially of one of the rabbis we spoke about on various occasions before, Rav Kamos Nechisi, another great rabbi who we spoke before. I think he was the head of the Libya congregation in those places in himself, and would take on a prominent position in the Medinat Israel. So I think he was also an expert on the Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim within regards to Tanakh, respectively. He had extensive knowledge on that. Also within regards to Torah literature and worldly literature, it's reported over. He just had in of itself. So very, very interesting. I think somewhat he was 21 years of age. He was sent by the rabbinate in Tripoli to serve the community. There was a city of the name of I believe I think this is based more in the northern part of Libya, respectively, and that was a very prominent position over there. He would work in various different undertakings in that specific area. He was a chazan, the cantor of the places. He would do b'dika and shchita, would be kosher slaughterer. He would give over various different grandiose Torah sermons, mitchazek the people, give over different rulings. He would teach, educate in Hebrew. He cared for the needy over there. And he was very, very extensive when it came to, let's just say, educating the children over there, and would send them to various different communities to actually excel within regards to their Torah learning. Now, he was also a very big Zionist activist. I think he would found the religious Zionist, I think, weekly, a Torah weekly, if I'm not mistaken, within a publication. I think it was a religious one called Chayenu. And I think he was a sofer and a meshoreh. He was a poet and a scribe also. So he took on various different roles within regards to that. And let's just say many of these poems would express his yearning and love for the land of Eretz Israel. And he would actually instill this in his students, in his Talmudim. Let's explore a few of the grandiose poems and songs he would write, including Kol Elokim Lanu Koreh, Mitsuyan Mizracha, Hashomrim Leboker, Shemishkam Zarcha, Sa Bracha Chayil Evri, Yotze Melech Ne'eman. Very interesting. So he was outstanding within all of them, and he would edit and compose various different books. I think especially a book within regards to Libyan Jewry, he would actually concentrate on. He liked to look at the chronicles of the history of the community in of itself, respectively. And much of his work would actually be relating over the lives of the people in the community, their customs, their heritage. And he had close ties with the people of the land of Israel, especially when they were under British rule at that point in time. I think that there was a war at that point in time with the Italian government in Libya against the British. And I believe he was sent because there was anti-Semitic, let's just say, accusations against him to a detention camp, it's reported over, in Libyan desert, I think in the early 1940s for a period of time. Now, many people in the community would very much listen to him, and he would answer various different tough questions. He made sure standard Hebrew language was rooted in of itself, and he was welcoming, I believe, for Israeli soldiers when they come to Libya, and he was very active within regards to Jewish agency, respectively, and Jewish workings, Zionistic workings, respectively. Now, he would actually make Aliyah to the land of Israel in 1949, a year after the formation of the Medinat Israel, and he would live, I believe, it's reported over, with his brother in an area called Ma'aravat Shvut Am, I believe. That's where he would be actually based over there. And he would teach in a local school. He would become an educator and a school principal. And he tried to, let's say, preserve the Sephardic tradition to future generations. He taught Hebrew and Hebrew literature over there. And he would be an expert with regards to making plays to, let's just say, improve Hebrew language and the history of Zionism before that. He was a Hebrew teacher. He was a chazan, a cantor. He would give over grandeur sermons. He was a writer. He was a thinker. And he had many, many of the students there. He was active in the organization called the Hapoel HaMizrahi, a political organization, respectively. And I think in the run-up to the third Knesset elections in 1955, he was put on a secure spot as a representative of the Mizrahi community over there. And he would be elected in 1955 as a member of the third Knesset on behalf of the National Religious Party, I think at that point in time. Very, very prominent position this was. And there were other members of the Libyan origin, let's just say, who would found a committee of communities of Libyan origin, I think based on that also. And I think it was connected also to various other parties, I think this committee was. And he would assist the members of the community. Now, it's reported over the 3rd, 4th, and 5th Knesset, he would serve as a member of the Education and Culture Committee and the Public Services Committees and the Chairman of Public Inquiries Committees. I believe in 6th Knesset, he also served as a member of the Constitution, Law and Justice Committee and a Knesset Committee. And he was in part of various different other special committees examining, let's just say, the school structure, the elementary school structure in Israel, the secondary school structure, respectively. He had various different duties in Knesset, especially in an education role, teaching from his, let's say, broad knowledge. He tried to forge good relations with the entire political spectrum. He was seen as a unifier over there. He helped with regards to local residents in transit camps. They came from North African Jews. They came to Israel over there. And it's reported over he was close with other politicians, most notably with Yitzhak Raphael, who was, I think, one of the leaders of the National Socialist movement, it's reported over. So he was part of the Democratic Party. So he had close ties with all people. He established a yeshiva named after another famous rabbi, Rabbi Avram Chaim Adadi, another great rabbi we spoke about on various occasions. He was one of the greatest Libyan rabbis in the 19th century. And very, very much we've spoken about him. Now, it's interesting. He would get various different titles and honors during his time. He was awarded in Netanya the Yakir Ha'ir, very prominent award, respectively, and the Religious Education Award he would also receive, I believe, in the year 1984, if I'm not mistaken, to 1985. Come with the year 1991, he was awarded now with another accolade, which was the Yakir Hatnuot Hadatit Le'umit. So the Dati Le'umi community, let's just say, really recognized him in lavish fashion over there because of the outstanding work he did for religious Zionism in Israel. Now, after he passed away, a Talmud Torah was established in his name. Interesting enough, so more accolades will come. I think it would be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the area, in a neighborhood, an old neighborhood in Netanya, respectively. Paz, I think the Pei Zion, obviously the acronym of his name, Frija Zoaretz, and it was named, I think, also a name of a road in Netanya was also named after him. Now, there were various different publications of his that came out. He edited several books and booklets, and many of it was within regards to the framework of the Libyan communities in Israel, which was based naturally in Tel Aviv. Let's explore some of them. I think there was a book of Rav Avram Ben Yosef Meborgos, I think Shir Yedidot. This was in Jerusalem in the year 1956, 57, respectively. I think it was based on a book that was written in 1394. Then the Shimon Bracha, if I'm not mistaken, once again relating over with regards to the Libyan community, respectively, the Arba'im Shanim Chovrot Mkudushot Mala'at Arba'im Shana Listalakotam Shel Rav Rafael Dabush Zechet Tzaddik Livracha. Remember, Rav Rafael Dabush is one of the famous Libyan rabbis. Also, Miman Hagei Yudit Luv. It was also a publication on the Libyan community. Achat Mari Rabot. This was in 1970. Uzim Racha Chadash. I'm not sure if these were books or publications or pamphlets. That was in 1972. Rav Avram Chaim Adadi, I think that was actually in 1976, but it was printed. I think the original book was printed in 1839, if I'm not mistaken. Hachamim Nashim. This was in 1981. Yehudit Luv in 1982, and Sheikh Munah 1983, and various different other publications also. So it's his Hilula over here on Tet Iyar. Don't forget to light candles in the former Knesset, the rabbis' memory, respectively. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great North African rabbis of yesteryear. We like to explore the whole thesis, the whole broad from all different countries over here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel now. And if you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, share these videos to other people also. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And if you descend from any of the great rabbis, please send me an email. I would love to hear more about the great rabbanim of yesteryear. So wishing you blessings here from Israel. Take care and be well.